Mona Vale village doesn't have a heart.
Fortunately, it's probably still one of the few places that has a really lovely community feel, and that is something I hope that it builds upon.
It's really becoming a sense of community.
What I do love about Mona Vale is that it's off the beaten track as opposed to Newport. You're one block off the main road, and I think that's what gives it its character.
I love the community aspect, and it's very friendly.
Diversity of shops, cafes.
I think there seem to be a lot of shops that are all the same, and there's, I think there could be a bit more diversity.
I quite like Mona Vale as a shopping area.
Everything's quite convenient, and it only takes a few minutes to do one's shopping.
It's a nice area, very pleasant.
To be honest, I'm surprised it hasn't been developed further, and I like how it's not too developed.
Today came to use the library.
I just do a little bit of shopping and a bit of banking.
I'm meeting a friend and we're having lunch.
We're actually working at a cafe, which is in Darley Street, which is great. And so that's pretty much what brings me to the area.
I actually drove today, but I often walk and sometimes I ride my bike.
Well, I drove because public transport is pretty ridiculous in all of Sydney, but the northern beaches particularly.
Parking is my issue, my main issue about coming here, because it's becoming more popular here, and
that it is becoming more congested, so parking isn't as easy as it once was.
There's no problem with build-up of traffic, and it only takes a few minutes for me to drive here. I find it so convenient. It's just a lovely spot.
Perhaps a little bit more elderly parking. I'm not in that equation, but I've noticed people do struggle a little bit.
And generally it's easy to get a park here.
This particular part of Mona Vale is attractive to me because it presents through traffic from one side, from the south side to the north side. I like the ambience of it. There's no traffic, it's just pedestrian area. They also have amenities available, and it's about the only place that there is amenities around. And they're central. It's sort of central to wherever you are in Mona Vale. This is a central section.
I think it could be a great spot for some live music and some bars and something to kind of bring people here.
I think it's just very convenient for all age people, not just people my age, but for young people as well, because they like the park and they like to have lunch here.
Darley Street it sort of used to be a highway. It was sort of a drive-through, but now that things like cafes and other businesses are opening up on Darley Street, it's sort of becoming more of like a community sense. It's not sort of a place that you would sort of just walk down Darley Street to see what's going on. You'd sort of have to know what's in Darley Street.
There is a lot of traffic and a lot of tradies that come through, but I never sort of am doing circles trying to find a parking spot, which is really good. So
The height of the buildings is it's very good compared to when you go to Manly or DY where they've gone high. I think that'd be a mistake. It really disfigures the landscape.
Everything is sort of targeted on Darley Street towards Monday to Friday work, as you have your timber yards and all that sort of thing, and tradies are using this road.
just because all the businesses and people coming in and out here, they want to be in and out within 5 minutes, whether they're picking up plumbing supplies or electrical supplies or whatever it is. I think the street at the moment is pretty good just as far as traffic goes.
So Saturdays is a bit quiet, but like I said, if you could get the foot traffic through here and you can make it a little bit more pedestrian friendly, then I'm sure that would completely change.
It is good to have a place like this. I like it that people can come here and kick a ball around or something if that's what they want to do, as opposed to it just being another block of units. Yeah, it's a pretty nice park. It actually is a bit of a sanctuary. The main crowd that come here are like the afternoon school children, and it's like a surf culture playground. So I think it's pretty important to keep it like this. It gives kids something to do. You wouldn't want to be really young and be around here during the night time. But yeah, during the day and times where school children are allowed, typically allowed to be out of the house and doing leisurely activities, I think it's perfectly safe. It's very convenient, the bus stop's right there. I drive when I come here, and it is just to use the skate park.
Well, in some ways it'd be quite nice to bowl everything and then have it all facing inward somehow, and you've just got a nice courtyard. You can go out to every shop you like.
I love that tree. I think that's one of the reasons I come to Mona Vale, is to look at that tree on the roundabout.
And it is quite relaxing and a convenient place to come to.
Have a cup of coffee sitting outside is, you know, a rare privilege really, and it's something that, you know, we need to develop, I suppose.
I like the trees, I like the median strips, the plants.
A couple of the pedestrian crossings are, how would you say, a little bit dangerous, only because there's plantings next to the entrance to them.
There's enough open space and wide footpath space not to need a pedestrian mall type area closed off.
I think there's a heap more potential. I think it kind of dies on the weekend. There's nothing really in the evenings.
Daytime life is great. Nighttime life could be improved. There isn't a whole lot going on.
We used to have a monthly market, and it was a really nice community feel.
Some music would be great, some live music.
Suppose if there was like a music festival here or something, like just something going on in there.
I wouldn't like to see it overdeveloped. I wouldn't like to see the building line get higher.
You don't want high-rise buildings or anything like that, because that's just going to ruin a community as such.
It would be very nice if you have the specific bicycle path.
Pedestrian walkways along the beach and the harbour.
Pedestrian friendly would be great.
So I think it would be really nice to be a pedestrian precinct and just be developed as a community, you know, pedestrian mall.
I think that would actually kill the area, to cut the traffic off completely.
A lot of towns are going away from malls because they tend to become a little bit of a haven for people to hang around, and after dark people don't like to go down the average mall.
I mean, I don't want it to become too commercial.
This is the quintessential Australian experience. Beach, you know, inlet, trees, blue sky, lovely weather, close to Sydney. Can't ask for anything else really.
I'm an eastern suburbs boy, and this is paradise, believe me.
Oh, it's wonderful. Where else would you want to live, you know?